No, I'll get that.
Okay.
All right. We are live.
All right. Good morning, P-Tank family. It's been quite a while since we've done one of these. They're formally known as Monday morning announcements. I hope that all of you are able to join. If you had to join, if students had to join from their classroom, from their Chromebooks, you probably want to like mute so there's not like a whole lot of echoing. If you've joined on with us, let us know, because I think you can talk to us live. And when I say that, I'm talking about the teachers. So kind of just let us know that your class is here, and then we'll get started when we know that we have the large majority.
All right, I'm gonna try to get the slideshow.
Okay.
Let me see if I can get. Oops. Okay. Let's see. Share screen. Okay.
Castillo, can we see who joined on with us like we used to?
Um. Let me see. I see Mr. Lee says in the house. Woof. All these. Yeah.
Mr. Lee?
Mr. Lee, Miss Driver, Miss Meads, Miss Channel. They all have
Wonderful.
Mr. Corrado, Mr. Roundtree.
Wonderful. All right. I can't see
Miss
all of
Lowe.
that, so that's great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, is it recording, Mr. Castillo?
Uh, it is not. We don't have a way of recording now,
Okay, no
unfortunately.
worries. All right, well, we will go ahead and get started. Mr. Corrente couldn't be here with us this morning, and we will be finished by the time second bell begins. Just want to take the time. Normally, we have administrative meetings with all the different grade levels, but I'm not able to bring you all together right now, and so we've decided to do it this way. All right, my phone's ringing, but I have to ignore it. All right, so here we go. We're going to get started. Castillo?
Yes. I think I got a message saying the link is restricted for students. I don't understand how.
Yeah, I tested it out with just one student earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the students told me they had access to YouTube. So I
Mm-hmm.
know when I first did it on this new computer I have, I had to
Yeah.
go through the Z-scaler first. So
Gotcha.
as far as I know, YouTube is not restricted from students.
Yeah. Maybe if teachers, if you're there, maybe through the LCD projector, they might be able to log on.
All right. So first things up, just wanted to remind you that we try to do social emotional learning every day. And so every month we have a particular focus. This month, our focus is like relationship building. And so our quote for the week is, "No significant learning occurs without a significant relationship." And that's by Dr. James Comer. And so it's really, really important that we build healthy relationships, not only with at school, with teachers, with other students, with our parents, friends, all of those things. So if we want to be able to learn from each other, then we got to build those significant relationships.
Mm-hmm. All right.
The other one, this next slide just shows you what all of our social emotional learning, what we kind of focus on. Again, this month is relationship skills. And keep in mind, just a reminder, talking about forming positive relationships, working in teams, dealing effectively with conflict. And then we'll keep kind of cycling through all the other ones: social awareness, self-management, self-awareness, and responsible decision making. A few years ago, we used to have like these sayings that focused on like our MTSS, but the social emotional learning kind of took the place of that. All right. Every day we're working on all of these skills, no matter if we're on the basketball court or in the classroom or outside of school. We always want to be focusing on these things.
Mhm.
All right, let's talk a little bit about Flextime. I asked you guys to do a Flextime survey. As of right before I came on here, there were about almost 300 people that did that survey. So I need about 200 more people to do that, because we're going to have teachers kind of redo and revamp things that aren't quite working or filling up at the moment. And we hope to have that done by the end of the week. The first one of the questions was, what is flex time? Castillo, can you take this part?
Sure. So flex time is just an opportunity for students, for teachers to take advantage of this extra hour block that we have set aside at the beginning of the day. One is to allow students to receive additional support in some of the classes you're struggling or need additional help. Um, and for this semester, we've actually have pushed the what we call academic sessions to the second flex time, Flex B. That is in part because we know some of you come in a little later because of buses. This gives you an opportunity to be able to reach some of those academic sessions in Flex B. The other reason we have the Flex time is to allow you to do something fun, to get the day started doing something you enjoy. Same thing for teachers to do something they enjoy doing. So this is definitely set up for and what we call enrichment and academic support. And things like that. Um, so that's pretty much it.
If I can just add one thing, their flex time can be either teacher selected or self-selected. So teachers can choose for you to attend their flex time if you have missing assignments, if you need extra help, if you missed a few days and you need to take a test, any of those reasons. Or those things sometimes can be self-selected. So one of the other things we're going to add in is more like self-selected, like tutoring. For example, if you know that you don't get quadratic equations, then instead of just waiting to go to class and be confused again, then do some intervention for yourself. Like choose that open tutoring for math so that you can get help and so you can practice on it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right.
All right. Let's see.
It is going to be your responsibility to choose your flex time classes each week. After this week, we're going to have that due on every Wednesday. I think before we try to get you to sign up like a month at a time, and that's okay. The problem is you guys are creatures of habit. Well, most people are creatures of habits, and so you just like to keep the same old thing every day, but you didn't take into account, oh, I'm really struggling in math this week, or I have these missing assignments in science this week, or I'm going to be out, because I have to go see my grandma this week and I'm going to need help. That type of thing. It's really, really important that it truly is flexible for teachers and for students. And so we're going to focus on choosing those things 1 week at a time. And we're going to do that during our third bell. Another question from the survey asked when the cutoff is. FlexTime does have a cutoff. Last year or last semester, I think we did it about 3 o'clock, but this semester, we're going to do that cutoff at 1 p.m. For example, if you wanted to choose flex times for tomorrow, then you would have to do it by 1 p.m. today. If you don't do it by 1 p.m. today, that's when you get in that catch-all. If it's for a Monday, then you got to do it by Friday at 1 p.m. so it can go through for that Monday. And so the flex time cutoff is going to be 1 p.m. the school day before. Make sure again that you choose the classes that are going to be beneficial to you for whatever's going on that particular week. If you had like a doctor's appointment in the afternoon on one day, then you might want to make sure you get to the flex time for that class in the mornings so that you can make up for that time that you know you're going to miss later on. That type of thing.
Yeah, and the students, like that first bullet, it is your responsibility. It isn't the teacher's responsibility to plug you into their classes. So it is important that you all kind of choose your classes. And you did talk about right before the weekend because it is the school day prior. So Saturdays and Sundays do not count. Okay. All right. Let's see.
And Castillo, since I can't see comments, if anybody asks questions, please let me know because this is kind of live, so you guys can ask questions. So if it's something that I haven't, if you want clarification on something, teachers, please type a question and we'll make sure we address it. All right. Flex time is a part of the regular school day. Our school day begins at 8:35. Tardy bell is at 8:40. And we go through 3:50. So that is a part of our regular day. That means everybody should be in attendance. Right now, we plan on starting flex time on Tuesday, the 18th. And this is something that's new. Somebody even walked past me this morning. I had my cart and I'm like, good morning. And they were like, oh, I thought you were going to check my flex time. I will, but I'm going to include some other folks. Okay. You have to check your flex time every day. You have to know where you're going before you come into the building. And so when we start flex time, it's not just going to be me checking flex time. It's going to be everybody. So whenever you enter the building, you need to have your flex time schedule ready each day. So you look at it at night or in the morning before you come in. If you look at it from your phone, take a screenshot or write it down so that you know where you're going. All those excuses of, oh, I thought it was here and it's here. I'm not dealing with that. Either you're going to be in after school detention or you're going to be in school suspension, or you're going to be at home if I got to keep dealing with that. All right. I need you to check your schedule, make sure you actually choose first, and then make sure you know where you're going and get there. And so we're going to do that again every day before you're as you're entering the building. I want to see it, and whoever else is there, they're going to need to see it. Procedure for that. So after you come in the building, that's when you go directly to breakfast, and then you report directly to flex time. You don't go to flex time and then say, oh, I need to go get my breakfast. No. Oh, I need to go see such and such. No, there are no passes out during flex time.
And then also just one thing I did want to mention, as far as if you do happen not to select a class and you are set to go to catch-all, this start of the second semester, we're going to begin in class B03, which is as you're heading to the cafeteria, the last classroom on the right, almost diagonally across from Mr. Roundtree and next to Miss Owen's classroom. That will be the catch-all to begin. Hopefully we don't have to move that to the cafeteria, but catch-all will be in B03. All right.
All right. One more reminder about flex time. We're actually going to add in some ACT prep sessions, and that's going to be for our juniors starting off, and then after the ACT test, we'll bring in the sophomores to kind of get you prepped for the ACT test that's coming in March. And so we'll talk more about that. Just other general reminders, tardies, we're counting those starting today. Teachers, the procedure is when the tardy bell rings, you close your door, and you lock your door and make sure that you know who's coming in after that point, and anybody that's coming in after the tardy bell needs to sign in. If they are tardy from the bus, they're going to have a bus slip, and so they can sign in, but of course I don't want you to penalize them for, the bus coming in late. The procedure works like this. It's a warning or conversation with the student, a warning, conversation with the parent, detention with the teacher, and then after that it goes to administration and goes up from there. So you need to make sure that you're in class on time. Again, there are no passes out the first or last 15 minutes of each bell. Doesn't matter if it's first bell, second bell, third bell. If you have first lunch, that means that time starts as soon as you come back from lunch. First 15 minutes, last 15 minutes, you're not going to be allowed to go out anywhere unless it's an emergency, of course, like you're hurt, something like that. Also, I spoke to this earlier, there is no passes out during homeroom or flex time, because that actually includes the first 15 minutes and the last 15 minutes, and then it's over. So if you come in the building late, you go exactly where you need to be. That means cafeteria, then you report to flex time, but you don't go anywhere once you get in there, and you should get there quickly. Should not be any detours. Make sure you sign in and out of all your classes if you arrive after the start of the class or if you leave before the end of the class. Okay. All right, Castillo, did you have any other reminders
No,
before I get into this part?
no, with flex time, just talk to your teachers. That's your first point of contact. What are they offering? See if you want to join some of their sessions. Talk to some of your teachers from last semester, see what they're offering, and some of your other teachers. Talk to your friends. The better you are doing academically, the less amount or the fewer amounts of academic sessions you need to attend. So if you're doing well in all your classes, then you probably can choose all enrichment. So, all right.
All right, so let's talk about some remote learning days for just a bit. So we had a remote learning day this past Friday on the 7th. And there's a Senate bill. I can't remember what the number was, but under that Senate bill, there's up to 5 remote learning days that we can have, but the reason we can have them is very specific. We can only have remote learning days right at this moment if we don't, if we're not fully staffed, if we can't cover all the absences that we might have from staff. And again, because we have absences, doesn't mean that all the folks are out because of COVID. It just means that because of COVID, it took it kind of over the top where we can't cover it. And so every day I look at it carefully to figure out, are we going to be okay for the next day? So under the Senate bill, there's only 5 days that we can do that. I will say, I think what that means is if we had to go for an extended amount of time, that's something that the Board of Education would have to vote on to determine. And so they would take information from me, and from other schools to figure that type of thing out. I will say one difference between the high school and other schools is we would never be able to have a remote learning day for just a grade level because we're not configured that way. We don't have classes where only 9th graders go, or there's always only 9th graders, or that type of thing. Like, we're kind of all mixed together. And so for us, it's almost an all or nothing. There are a very few cases that we can close specific classrooms down, but we don't have that luxury like middle school or elementary school, because that's not the way we work. Make sure that you join into your live classes and you complete your work every time if we ever have any other remote learning days. So teachers should have been kind of sharing with you how it went this past Friday, what we're going to do from now on if we ever have to be remote. Make sure those days are not days off for you. Make sure you join in, because you're gonna miss some things. Also, the policy that we have here is if you miss work, the teachers give you a 0 immediately. And it doesn't matter why you miss. It doesn't matter if you're out for COVID. It doesn't matter if you were sick. It doesn't matter if you went out of town. It doesn't matter if you just, whatever. And we're not doing that to be mean, but we want you to have a realistic view of what your actual grade is at that particular time. Okay, so don't get alarmed if you're out or something's going on with your family. You see zeros, you say, oh, the teachers gave me zeros. That's what they're supposed to do. Okay, make sure you follow whatever their makeup policy is. The last thing for this part is you and your parents, you cannot select, oh, I want today to be a remote day. Mr. Lee, just let me send my assignment on Canvas. It don't work like that. You only get remote days or are able to learn virtually is if I given permission. Okay, so I have to know the reason. I have to have documentation and all that. Otherwise, of course, you can still do your work on Canvas, but we're not going to mark you present, and we're not going to say that you're learning remotely.
And just quickly, students, make sure if we do go remote, you and your parents should be receiving a parent square, probably get a message from your teachers, and you go by that. I've had several students that ask me, hey, I heard we're remote tomorrow. I don't know where some of that information is coming from. You go directly to the source, which is a message from Ms. Crutch, the school district. Otherwise, you don't go by that.
Yes, every Sunday I sent out what's called the Panther Pride or the Community Panther Pride, and it shares all types of information. Most of the time I send it by 6 p.m. on Sunday evening, so make sure you take a look at that, and make sure you accept the parent square or the student square, because I send that everybody who's unregistered. I send it every Sunday and invite you to register. All right, I think we got 1 minute, Mr. Castillo.
Yeah.
All right, absences. It's really, really important that you're at school every single day. It's more important that while you're here, you do your very best and that you engage, ask questions, and learn. Keep in mind, it's all about helping each other, being challenged, okay? Because why would you come to school if you don't plan on doing anything? And more importantly, we actually want you to learn something. So it should be a challenge at times, okay? And so I don't see any questions. Thank you, Mr. Lee.
Yeah, I haven't.
I think the bell rings at 11:02. And
Actually,
so
is it 11:02, 11:08?
it might be 11:08, I think.
So
You know what? I think it is 11:08. And so I
Can I?
think sure. I
I
think
want to show them, since we have a few minutes, students, there
absolutely.
is a way for you to, I'm going to take this off and then share
Okay.
this other screen. Let me see. Let me remove this. Stop screen. I'm going to show you, like, from either your Chromebook or even your cell phone. So when you're on your cell phone or your Chromebook, you can access Flextime this way. You just type Flextime Manager. It should be one of the first things that pops up.
Castillo, can you show them through Launchpad instead?
I cannot, because of the computer I am in. So unfortunately.
I can
So
tell.
this
I
is
can help you. Go to ECPPS.
all right. Let me see. Okay. ECPPS. All right. Let me go here. If you can you see me? All right. All right. Miss Crutch, are you there? All right.
Yes, ma'am. I'm here. Go to quick links
Quick links.
at the
Okay.
top.
Launchpad. Okay. All right. All right. Let me see if I can sign in. All right. So yeah, I'm here in the Launchpad. Hopefully it should log in just a second.
All right. You see Launchpad, Mr. Castillo?
Yeah, I clicked it. It's just right now. Oh, you know what? I know what happened. It's because I went to. It's not popping up Launchpad. It switched to another screen. So let me see. Let me see. Stop the screen. And let me go
This
here.
driver says share your tab.
Yeah, that's what. See, right now, this is the tab, and it's just showing blank right now. Let me try to refresh this tab.
If you
Okay, there it is.
okay.
All right.
So let's go back. So he went to the ECPPS website. So www.ecpps.k12.nc.us. Quick links that was up there in the top right hand corner, and then it said ECPPS Launchpad, and then you have to, of course, log in, and then you have access to just about everything, including Flextime Manager.
And then so here it is, Flextime Manager. And of course, you select our school and you're in here. Yours are going to look a little different because I'm one of the managers. So I'm going to see if I, okay, so I have like
And you
this
don't
new,
have to go in it because it'll look a little different for them. And then that's what they'll be working on with their teachers in the next
well,
couple of days.
they should be able to see it like this on their Chromebook. I
Absolutely.
encourage everyone to always look at a week view, because it really shows you all the activities for Flex A and Flex B. And then here you click join activity and the list of activities pop up and you select join activity. And then you close this back out and you've joined Miss Bowen. So I'm going to get out of it. So it allows students to get back on there. And that's how you get out of one, that easy.
So let me talk about that again. So there are other things that are there. If you take a look at that NCIAM, that's how you get to the Power School. You get to look at your absences or your grades, your schedule, all those types of things. So if you know how to get to Launchpad, you can pretty much get to everything. Canvas is through that NCIAM, probably IXL, like so many different things. So make sure that you know how to get to all those things.
Oh,
All right. I still don't see any questions. I'm sorry, Castillo, did I cut you off?
No, you're fine. I forget that it opens up a new tab and then you guys can't see because I'm actually on FaceTime. So
got it. All right. I don't see any questions. We are going to go ahead and sign off right now. The next 2 days, keep in mind, we're going to go tomorrow is homeroom and then second bell and then 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll be doing some more work with Flextime in preparation for getting that ready. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, teachers, for coming. Appreciate it. Students that logged on themselves, I appreciate it. I hope you didn't have any questions, because if you did, you had the time to ask, but I didn't see any. So have a wonderful day.
All right.